Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now it's not every day that you get to open a big old box of blades and have a quality unboxing, although it does seem like more and more frequently that's kind of happening to me. And it's definitely not every day that you get to open a box of blades that has your own knife prototype in it, although that too does seem to be happening more and more frequently. But regardless, today is definitely a special day because, well, if you've been following along with my TFK T17 project, at this point I have gone through an iteration. So from the T17, the original, which is now the .6, to the T17.5L, T17.5S, and T17.3, which was originally going to be the T17.4. But when I got this T17.3 in my hands, well, I realized it really wasn't the .4, it was the .3. So today, I have the actual prototype for the T17.4. The completion of the original family is now coming to fruition. It's been a little while, and the guys at TFK have been hard to work going at it and coming up with this prototype. So, with that said, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. And so before we get too far, I would like to say thank you very much to the guys at Tanev Family Knives who have made literally all of this possible. I could not have done any of this without them, and those guys are absolutely spectacular. So take a look at the Tanev Family Knives website. They not only are doing a magnificent job on my T17 models, but they have a number of great models themselves, just beautifully made. But here today, I do have a box full of T17s. Now, some of these are prototypes and some of these are actually knives going to customers. And one of them in here is very special. It is going to be a pretty sweet reveal. So with that said, let's get into the unboxing. And so here, as I get into it, always got to be careful, but I know the guys at TFK do a wonderful job with their packaging. Every single delivery I have received has been just very nicely protected. And so getting into this here, what do we have? And there's nothing like doing a T17 unboxing using the T17 to unbox it. All right, so aha. All right, well, so as I mentioned, I do have some knives in here for customers, and some of these are for me. So let's take a quick look at this. So here first, there are two T17.4 prototypes, and in here, a T17.3 unit number 17. Well, unit number 17 is my personal keeper, so I have kept all unit number 17s of each one of the models, and so this is my own T17.3 keeper of the production run, which to this point so far, I have only had the prototypes, so that's pretty darn cool. Next here, a T17.5S outfit. This is unit number 18 and going to a customer. Next here, a T17.6, also slated for a customer. And finally, another T17.6, only this one here, very special. And at this point, the cat may be out of the bag for you, but this knife here is going to Tim from Everyday Tactical Vids. We have had an opportunity to work together, and Tim selected this knife. He basically configured it exactly to specification. So he worked with me to configure this knife exactly for him for his review. So this is the reveal of that, and I am very excited to see this. It's going to be pretty wild. And so first things first, well, I'm pretty excited to get into the prototype. So to me, that's a great place to start for this video. I am very excited to see this. So before I open this up exactly, let's go 6-inch. This is the .5L. Here we have the .5S. Here we have the .3. And as you can see, there is this perfect slot right here for the .4 prototype. And as we get into the box, well, we also have a brand new sheath designed for the .4. And I do have a couple of these in a couple different colors. And then here is my own personal keeper, T17.3. And so getting into the prototype, well, there are two different colorways here just for the example. Woo, here we go. So this one here, all of my prototypes I made with black G10 with the toxic green liners, and I made an iteration with the D2 tool steel and the acid stonewash finish. So here, the T17.4 in its new dangler pouch. We have a brand new dangler design, which you can see here. Very cool. This has that clip for quick removal. So if you want to carry this on your belt or also as a dangle carry, this is going to be nice. And this dangler here is going to be optional. You can carry this on any one of the sheaths, and that is going to be just awesome. But taking a look at the knife here, ba-boom, here you go. So after a long time in the making, the T17.4, the actual T17.4, very light, full 4-fingered grip. And as you take a look here, filling out the hand nicely, just perfect. I wanted a nice, compact, little field knife that's going to do a huge amount of work, sort of a bushcrafty model. This is exactly that. Absolutely sweet. So, across the top here, a nice sharpened spine. So the first round of these is going to come with a beautiful, beautiful black burlap micarta, as well as sort of like an OD green linen micarta. The black burlap is going to have red liners, the OD green going to have orange liners, all of them with sharpened spine and no jimping. So for the first round of the production run, they will all be outfit fairly the same, although as always, these can be ordered exactly custom to specification. But right off the get-go, that feels awesome. I am pumped. A nice 4-fingered grip, yet still compact. That's exactly what I wanted. Now, fitting this down inside the lineup, you can see this now fits perfectly with its family and sitting right in line. That, my friends, is perfection. I am absolutely pumped about that. And now that you see the T17.4 prototype, you can probably see why, well, this had to become the .3. This is just a 3-finger grip with that little index in the palm, a little bit undersized, but a great companion blade. But what if you want to do a little bit harder work and you want that perfect belt knife, just that nice, lightweight, bushcrafty size? Well, that to you is the T17.4. Just awesome. Awesome, awesome. So now with the T17.6, this is more of your survival knife size. T17.5, whether you get the L or S, is more of your hunting knife. That nice belt knife, you know, the staple 5-inch blade. The T17.4 being that bushcrafty knife, and the T17.3 being that companion EDC blade. So the family perfectly rounded out here, and I could not be any happier with this T17.4. Now, one thing that is a subtlety, you will notice the back of each one of the knives is slightly different, and now on the T17.4, very much rounded out. Well, if you think about stabbing tasks, because this is going to index absolutely perfectly in your hands, you do want that to be softened so that you can get your thumb over the top with no hot spots. So that was done by design. These other handles being a little bit longer, you can and might put your thumb over the top here. However, once you start getting into heavy stabbing tasks and relying on the guard, you're really going to rely on a closer grip and less of your thumb on the top, and that is definitely the case with the longer handle on both the .5L and the .6. So you can see an iterative process here, and the T17.4 just coming out magnificent. Now this is a 5/32 inch stock, so that's right in between a 3/16 and a 1/8 stock, so it's going to be thin and slicey. The T17s all having around a 17-degree secondary bevel, and this here razor sharp right out of the box. A lot of people that have gotten T17s have said that they are the sharpest knives out of the box that they have ever held. Well, I know that's absolutely going to be the case with the T17.4. And real quick, looking at the second one here, this one a slightly different colorway. Now again, this is simply the prototype. So again, I just want to reiterate that the actual production run is going to vary in terms of the materials from what you see today, but this was just something for fun and to get me started. So the beautiful brown sheath, and looking here, this one, this T17.4 having the natural micarta handle scales and a nice black liner. And just again, really cool. And each one of the materials weighs a little bit different, so they do feel slightly different in terms of balance, but both very balanced at the same time. Checking it here, where is that balance point? It's right on the palm swell, so right in that palm swell. So it's a smaller knife. You're not completely worried about balance, but it is nicely balanced right there where you're kind of indexing with your two main fingers, so it does feel very nimble. It is just slightly handle weighted, which is not a bad thing for a smaller knife. You're not doing any chopping or anything like that anyway. Nice scallops on the side, very comfortable for alternate grips, and the key with that sharpened spine, you are going to be able to absolutely rip a ferro rod. I mean, look what it's doing to my skin. It's just scraping my skin away. Never mind if you're going to be ripping on a ferro rod, making fuzz from your, call it, whether it's a piece of kindling or even fat wood. Doing some fat wood splitting, you can stab down, no problem. This knife is going to be an awesome little bushcraft companion blade. All right, so next, this is T17.3, unit number 17, my own personal keeper. And let's see if I can do this without any damage, because this knife here is going to be absolutely ridiculous. I can tell you that the scales on this are freaking insane, and I am pretty pumped to check this out. This has been, again, a long time in the making. And here, wow, check this out. This is wild. So here, T17.3, unit number 17. Very similar to a knife that I actually produced for my own keeper last time, only I made the adjustments that I wish I had done in the first time around. So you'll see here this gorgeous pine cone, absolutely beautiful, in this voodoo resin handle scale. The background, bright yellow, bright orange, red. This is in the color what's called Phoenix. Very cool. And then these nice white liners just with a little bit of pop off of the tang of the knife. The D2 tool steel with that acid stonewash finish. This here is absolutely perfect. And just real quick, comparing it against my unit number 17 of my T17.5S, well, you can see that the original idea was very cool, but now on the smaller T17.3, just a lot more pop, more vibrant, brighter colors, really cool. And instead of black liners, I went with white to get a little more definition. I just think that looks really cool. So here, my own personal keeper, T17.3, unit number 17. Absolutely awesome. I love it. All right, so next, this here is a T17.5S, Yet the interesting thing about this particular knife is it's the very first of its kind, the way that it has been made. And so, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of unwrapping here. Oh, and these guys do such a nice job. I hate undoing their wonderful work. And I can tell you, these customers have been more than very patient. So I do greatly, greatly appreciate their support, and more than that, their patience through this process. These customers got on very early in this batch, which means they had to wait for every single step to come to completion. But again, finally it is here. So, here we have T17.5S, unit number 18. Look at this. Absolutely magnificent. The finish on this, gorgeous. The pine cone, absolutely popping in detail all the way around. So cool. Really, really cool. Very, very magnificent. Just amazing. Look at the detail on this. With the green on top, the white on bottom, marbled nicely through. And this T17.5S is the first of its kind with a finger choil. So not only is it unique in terms of the handle scales and the look, but it's unique in terms of the fact that this is the very first T17.5S with a finger choil. So when you look at the actual number of models that we've made, well, here you go. T17.5S with a choil. T17.5S without a choil. Well, we've done the same with the L. You can get a T17.5L with or without a choil. And the 6, with or without a choil. So effectively, yes, there are 5 sizes, but there are many more than that actual technical models when you look at it. So very cool. And the work that TFK is doing to produce these is spectacular. So again, looking at T17.5S, unit number 18 in N690. Beautifully done, wonderfully crafted. I don't even want to get my fingerprints on this because this is going to a very lucky customer. And so next here, this is for a very, very good customer of mine, somebody who has ordered a number of knives and has been, again, very patient. He jumped on early in this batch, and well, at this point, this is for him. So this is T17.6, unit number 59. And so here, this might be one of my favorite knives to date. This is so beautiful and just incredibly cool. Oh, look at this magnificent, magnificent blade. This here is Voodoo Resin's Hulk Burl. So caged Hulk, which is this color here, real cool. And the camera does not do any of this justice. And then the burl wood, so sweet. I mean, just awesome. N690, full cutting edge, beautiful, just amazing work. All the way around from TFK through the work of Matt at Voodoo Resins, just awesome. And TFK sneaking just a little tiny black liner in there too. Really cool, that little black liner. If you see there, so burlwood, black liner, toxic green, nice. And the actual fact that the scale itself on the burlwood ended up kind of two-tone, just sweet. This knife here, T17, unit number 59, absolutely spectacular. What a nice job. And last but not least, well, this is a project with Tim from Everyday Tactical Vids. Again, he configured this knife on the camera with me in an interview, so very cool. Tim's knife here is unit number 60, and you will see coming in this beautiful black dangler pouch with the red stitching to match the red liners on the tang of the knife. And this here is Tim's colors, black, white, and red. This is Voodoo Resin Stargazer Pine Cone with red liners. Very, very cool and just wild. Take a look at this. The detail in that scale is unbelievable. The depth and clarity of the pine cones and the sparkles and the red liner just popping. So cool. So Tim is going to reveal this on his channel, and you'll see here the T17.4 unit number 60 in N690 with a finger choil and jimping, and he asked for the jimping to be softened, which it is chamfered so perfectly. The guys at TFK are just magnificent, and this looks so wonderful. What a gorgeous job. Just so cool. Now, Tim is the first customer to have a slab-sided scale. So you'll see most of these are the contoured handle scales, but Tim, liking the blocky style handle, opted for the slab-sided. So definitely cool. And that works out very nice. These are insane. These handle scales are just wild. Now, Tim will also be getting an Extreme Edge custom Kydex sheath with this, so not just the leather dangler. As you can see here, having the new ring and that detachable ring, so definitely cool. But man, what a great look. This is absolutely spectacular. And so, all right, guys, there you have it. A look at a number of blades from this small batch run of T17s. Again, I'd like to say thank you very much to the guys at TFK who just pour their hearts and souls and all this hard effort, literally blood, sweat, and tears into all of this work. And I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Again, I could not do it without those guys, and they were absolutely spectacular at what they do. So the T17.4 prototype is here, which is really cool. I am psyched to have these in my hands. I'm really excited. The next thing for me is to get into some field use videos. So no need for testing. I know how they're going to behave. It was really just a matter of feeling it in my hands, and at this point, we're good to go. So we will move forward with the production run. I feel very confident in the ability for these to perform. I know these are going to be a great knife for anybody who's looking to get into the T17 lineup. So I'm trying to make the price right on these. I'm trying to get knives in people's hands. I'm really excited for people to get to use these. These are going to be that perfect little bushcraft knife, which I am psyched. So, field use video coming soon. And for all those other blades, I mean, just awesome work. And I have some very special knives going to some special people. So the customers, thank you for your patience, thank you for your support, and for being a loyal supporter of Eric Outer and Outer Limitless. And then to Tim at Everyday Tactical Vids, I cannot wait to see his face when he opens that knife, because that thing is wild. And I hope it shows well, and I hope he enjoys it, because, you know, that's really what it is for me. Getting knives in people's hands, this is really a hobby and a passion and something that I'm doing because it is just enjoyable. I love seeing these models coming to life. I love seeing the different features and the different handle scales, and how great is this work by both Voodoo Resins and, you know, when I work with Wayne Walker and, you know, the guys at TFK and Mark Irving at Extreme Edge Custom Kydex, all the people that have just poured such hard work into this project. And so, all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw, and I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.